There's a reason they talk about a frog in boiling water. You put a frog in a pot of boiling water, it jumps out instantly, saving itself. But you put it in a pot of cool, comfortable water, and then ever so slowly, you turn up the heat, and it gets boiled alive, never quite realizing the mortal danger until it is far too late. This, gentlemen, is exactly how most good men end up emotionally, psychologically, and sometimes even financially destroyed by toxic women. The toxicity is rarely a sudden, obvious explosion on the first date. It is a slow, insidious drip of disrespect, of manipulation, of boundary violations that you are slowly, systematically conditioned to accept, to tolerate, to rationalize, to make excuses for, until your self-respect, your confidence, your very soul is completely eroded, and you don't even recognize the weak, anxious man staring back at you in the mirror. Today, I am turning the heat off. I am yanking you out of the pot before it's too late. I'm revealing 8 specific, unacceptable behaviors that no man of value should ever tolerate. These are not flaws to be worked on. They are fundamental, often incurable signs of a toxic character. And pay very close attention, because the 8th one is the most insidious of all, because it is so often disguised as just a joke. This is not dating advice. This is a survival guide for your very essence as a man. Now why? Why do good men, strong men, intelligent men consistently tolerate these soul-crushing behaviors? It is because you have been systematically programmed from boyhood to do so. You have been taught to be the nice guy, the understanding partner, the gentleman. You have been told relentlessly that a good man is endlessly patient, that he fixes a broken woman, that he avoids conflict at all costs to be the peacemaker. This programming is a trap. It is a psychological cage. It turns you from a respected partner into a project manager for her toxicity. It makes you believe that her bad behavior is a problem for you to solve and to endure, rather than an undeniable, unambiguous reflection of her own flawed character. A toxic person, a manipulator, sees your understanding not as a virtue, but as a profound weakness to be ruthlessly exploited. A man of high value, a man of profound self-respect, is not a janitor for someone else's emotional garbage. He is not a therapist. He is not a punching bag. He is the sovereign king, the gatekeeper of his own peace, his own kingdom. Today, you learn to identify the poison so you can stop willingly drinking it. You learn to be the gatekeeper. Sin number 1, public disrespect and humiliation. The behavior, she belittles you, jokes at your expense in a cutting way, or contradicts you in a demeaning fashion in front of others. The brutal psychology. This is a deliberate act of public emasculation to lower your status and elevate her own. A partner is a teammate, not an opponent. Sin number 2, the weaponization of your vulnerabilities. The behavior. You share a fear or insecurity, and she uses it against you in a future argument to hurt you. The brutal psychology, the ultimate betrayal of trust. It proves she will use any weapon to win and conditions you to never be open again. Sin number 3, a pervasive spirit of entitlement and no gratitude. The behavior. She rarely says thank you and acts as if she is owed your time, energy, and resources. The brutal psychology. You are not a partner, you are a utility. This dynamic will drain you and build corrosive resentment. Sin number 4, disrespectful friendships and boundary violations. The behavior. She maintains overly familiar or emotionally intimate friendships with other men, often exes, and dismisses your discomfort as insecurity. The brutal psychology. This is emotional infidelity and manipulative gaslighting, designed to make you question your own sanity. Sin number 5, the constant, addictive creation of unnecessary drama. The behavior. Her life is a whirlwind of chaos, and she seems to thrive on conflict, turning your life into a soap opera. The brutal psychology. This is not passion. She is an energy vampire addicted to the hormonal rush of conflict. Your peace will be her first meal. Sin number 6, the use of intimacy as a weapon of control. The behavior. She withholds affection and sex as a form of punishment when she doesn't get her way, and offers it as a reward for compliance. The brutal psychology. This is a deeply manipulative and emasculating control tactic. It turns the most intimate part of your connection into a transactional power play. Sin number 7, a chronic refusal to take accountability, the sorry not sorry. The behavior. She never genuinely apologizes. Her apologies are always qualified. I'm sorry you feel that way, or I'm sorry but you made me do it. The brutal psychology, a classic sign of a narcissistic or immature personality. It shows an inability to self-reflect and a commitment to making you the problem. Sin number 8, playful emasculation, the most insidious joke. The behavior, this is the one disguised as a joke. She playfully questions your competence, your strength, your decision-making, often with a laugh. Haha, are you sure you know how to do that? Let me handle it, you'll probably break it. The brutal psychology, this is not a joke. It is a constant, subtle chipping away at your masculine core. It's a way for her to assert dominance and undermine your confidence under the cover of just kidding. Gentlemen, your self-respect, your peace of mind, your emotional well-being, these are the only currencies that truly matter in the long run. You must come to a place, a point of profound inner resolve, where you understand that tolerating toxicity in any of these forms is a choice, and you must, for the sake of your own life, your own soul, choose not to. This isn't about being angry, about being hateful, about seeking revenge. It is about a calm, quiet, cold, unshakable resolve. It is about issuing a king's decree. You are the undisputed sovereign king of your own life, and you alone get to decide who is and who is not granted the privilege of being allowed within the walls of your kingdom. A woman who consistently exhibits these unforgivable behaviors has, by her own actions, disqualified herself from that privilege. Your only job is to calmly, powerfully, and permanently enforce that disqualification by peacefully, powerfully, and permanently walking away. That is not an act of failure. It is the ultimate act of self-love and power. The 8 unforgivable, toxic sins no man of self-respect should ever accept. From public disrespect and weaponized vulnerabilities to the insidious poison of playful emasculation. You now have the knowledge. You now have the permission. Your standards, gentlemen, protect your very soul. In the comments section below, I want you to make the never again pledge. I want you to tell me with conviction, what is one toxic behavior, whether it's on this list or not, that you will never again tolerate from anyone in your life, starting right now. Let's make this a powerful public declaration of our collective self-respect. Let's build a community of unbreakable men. If this video is the urgent, life-saving wake-up call that a friend of yours desperately needs to hear, share it. You might be the one to hand him the key out of a toxic, soul-crushing prison. For more unfiltered, potent truths on recognizing red flags, building an unshakable frame, and mastering your own sovereignty, make sure you have absolutely obliterated that subscribe button and have activated all notifications. Your peace is your power. It is non-negotiable. Never, ever tolerate toxicity.